be one of Plato's first dialogues. And by the way, he wrote in dialogue form. Dialogues, you could read them exactly like a conversation. But anyway, apology does not mean the same thing that we mean when we apologize. It was actually the term that they gave for, it actually refers to a legal defense. That's why when many people read Socrates' apology, Plato's apology, it doesn't sound like he's apologizing. Well, he's not apologizing. As a matter of fact, he will argue on his own behalf that he believes that he has done more good for Athens than any of the people who have accused him. So he's doing anything but apologize. But he is indeed responding to these. He's responding to the charges that have been lodged against him. Now, folks, these events occur late in his life. He's said to be how old at this point?
77.
Yeah. He's said to be 70 years old. It's estimated that he was born in 470 BCE. Is executed in 399 BC. So he's 70 years old at this point. And by the way, he has been behaving this way in some manner or another for quite a long time. So it's curious why, if he has been such a problem, why they're only bringing him to trial now at this point. Anyway, they are bringing him to trial at this phase late in his life. Now, what are the charges against him?
He wasn't abiding by the code.
Yeah, that's the second. There's going to be 3 charges. The second one on my list is disbelief in the gods of the state and creation of his own. That's one of the charges against him. What are some of the other charges? There's 3 of them I'm going to know. Yeah.
Corrupting the youth.
Yeah, corrupting the youth. Yeah. He's charged with corrupting the youth. And the last one, yeah.
Treason by association.
Thank you. Nice detail, I might add. Yeah. Yeah, treason by association. Some of his friends were not Athenians. And at this time period, Athens was not on particularly friendly terms with what other city-state? Sparta. So these are the charges against him. He will respond to the charges. And just so you're aware of this, Socrates really was not playing by what might be called the standard script. Can anyone guess what might be the standard script if you were charged with these kind of things? Yeah, Alan.
Pleading and like groveling for your life.
Yeah, basically like pleading no contest and accepting what the normal penalty would have been. The normal penalty for these things, the normal penalty for these charges would have been exile, or if you prefer, banishment. Now, just to show you the kind of character of this kind of trial and charges, exile was typically not a permanent state of affairs. It was usually for a set period of time. Just enough time for you to get out of the way of the current government and stop making trouble. Take a guess when they would have been glad for him to come back.
When he was dead.
No, not when he's dead. Once this government's out of power, you can come right back and make trouble for the next government. Because the more trouble you make, the sooner we are back into power. Because keep in mind, the Athenian democracy was incredibly fragile. We will talk about its fragility when we do the chapter on Plato. But yeah, they really just wanted to get troublemakers like him out of the way, because they were making their ability to exert their power more difficult. Instead of pleading no contest and groveling, which would have been the normal state of affairs, he actually attempts to answer the charges. And the way he behaved would have been considered impudent, by the way. You're not supposed to behave that way. You know, people who have power over you, you're supposed to, cower before them. Socrates did not play that game. Now, he ends up answering the charges by what I call beginning at the beginning. He says, you can't understand the